Welcome back on The Breakfast Show. It's a Monday morning. I don't think it's too late for us to wish all our Muslim friends out there Selamat Hari Raya. It's a 1 month whole celebration.
Yes. So still how many days more to celebrate? About give or take 25 or so. Yeah. But you know, going into later on the show, we have more ways for you to celebrate as we talk to the Renaissance Hotel. So after a month of fasting, there'll be a whole month of eating.
Open houses are still going on.
But right now, however, we're going to talk about a very interesting camp that you can send your kids to. Now, Daph, I read in the magazine recently that you actually wanted to go into medicine.
Yes.
You would have been Dr. Daphne Eiking.
I can still become Dr. Daphne Eiking once I take my PhD. But yes, I did. Can you imagine me being a doctor?
So you actually went...
Would you actually trust me?
No.
Touching your
no
parts?
No.
No. Okay.
And you yourself? Touching my parts now. What? You're a doctor.
And yourself, you've always wanted to be a journalist.
Absolutely not. No. I actually wanted to be a vet. And I said...
Thank goodness you're not. You don't like animals.
I love animals. Will's the one that doesn't like animals.
Oh, sorry.
I have a dog. Hello, Patches. But, you know, if you don't want your kids to be caught in the same conundrum that Daph and I were, then you'll want to pay attention to this next discussion.
That's right. We are going to tell you about Camp Yuba, a camp aimed at empowering youths and helping them find a direction that aligns their personal values and goals in life.
And with us this morning is Yuba's founding and managing director, Patrick Wee, and founder and executive director of Seeds Training, Greg Evans. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Good to see you. Good morning.
I see you with your cowboy hat.
Yes.
And he's just put this up there. It is, it is.
Yeah,
Will
we
would
want to
love
run
you
a
in
little
this.
experiment this morning.
Okay.
One of the things that we teach kids in our camps is this thing called brain-based learning. And
we're going to test us, Greg.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
And with brain-based learning, what I've learned from research over decades is that the brain really remembers things that are unusual and sort of
memorize.
Yeah.
So basically, tomorrow I'll be like, hey, yeah, Patrick Wee, that's the guy that came in with the cowboy hat.
Exactly.
Very broke back of you.
That's right.
You got it.
You got it.
Okay. So that's it. That's the only thing.
It.
Oh, that's it.
You know, but you know what? It
Just
works.
want to goof around, have fun.
It works. Yeah.
Okay, the other reason is that I think learning works best when we're goofing around and having fun, and that's what we do a lot at camp.
Yeah, we're really good at that.
Yeah. We're very good at having
fun this morning.
Special cowboy hats. Okay, so tell us, what is Camp Yuba all about?
It's a 5-day experiential learning event for students. It's very different than school, but it's designed to supplement everything that they're already learning in school. So we know that they're doing a great job of covering academics in school, but we also know that when we interview companies about what they would like to see in students in terms of their skill development, it's a lot of things that they're not getting in school. So life skills like goal setting, for one. So how would you go from wanting to be pre-med to actually getting there? You know what I mean? Communication skills. I think you ended up in a great place, though. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
So what are some of the activities that you run?
We do a lot of, as I said, it's experiential, so it's very hands-on. So a lot of the students that have a hard time focusing in school because they're sitting down for too long and their brain starts to fall asleep, they're very engaged because we do a lot of simulations and activities. So there's a number of games that we'll play that they get involved with, that they have to work in teams to do. They have to support each other. They've got to find ways to communicate quite often, and they're challenging so that they build kind of a team dynamic as well at the same time. But at the end of each of these activities, we really go through what we call a debrief process, where we talk about, okay, what did you do in the activity, and is that also how you act in the real world? And if so, what could you do differently if you had to do it again? And what would you do differently in life now that you know what skills you could have?
Is this the first time it's ever been done here in Malaysia?
It's the first time that we've done Camp Yuba, and the Camp Yuba program is a little bit different because it's not just the usual leadership training that we do as Seeds. It's also going to have some accelerated learning academic training, and we're also going to have another great reason for the cowboy hat is we're going to be up in Gopeng for the camp at this beautiful facility that's right at the footsteps of incredible Malaysia's rainforest nature.
Right.
And so we're going to have every day several hours of in the field, you know, hands-on environmental training delivered by one of our partners called Eco Nights. So the students will come out of there with tremendous environmental awareness as well.
Right, now, Dave, you're one of the, Patrick, rather, one of the founders of Camp Yuba, or Yuba in general. What prompted you to, you know, be part of this? Or,
wow, that's going to take us like half an hour to cover.
Did you find that there was a huge lack of growth within our education system?
I won't put it as a huge lack, I would say we basically want to do like a filling in the gap between traditional, which is necessary, traditional school system, and supplementing that with skills that, or even things that are not covered in school. So we see ourselves as supplementing rather than sort of, you know.
Okay.
So who can participate? I mean, how do you have an age limit or?
The camp is designed for 13 to 18-year-olds.
Okay.
And the reason it's for specifically teenagers is that they're a very, you know, that's a population where they're dealing with a lot of transition. There's a lot changing in their lives, but there's also technically a lot changing literally in their brains at that age. So this is a great time to work with students and start to develop some more positive habits.
Okay. And you know, what do they realize that they're undergoing such training, or is it more just fun that they don't know that they're actually learning at the same time?
I think the whole idea is really making learning so much fun, and also equip the skills to learn by themselves.
Yeah, because you know, when you tell kids, right, so during these school holidays, I want to send you to camp.
Yeah, it's
they're
like getting them fixed.
It
Right?
doesn't sound very,
It's like they feel like being fixed, right?
Yeah.
But no, the whole idea is really them having so much fun. They discover learning themselves at this whole idea, because they're so used to sort of like being pushed content to them. That's not what
content, but it's more fun content as opposed to just.
It's not so much the content; it's more about how they learn to learn. It's like,
Okay, so give us perhaps paint a picture for us. Give us an example of one of your activities, because it's a little bit difficult to imagine. I mean, we can talk about
because
you
it's
know,
experiential learning,
running
right?
around
The
the fields
objectives,
and-
yada yada, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. You know, everybody's played the game Simon Says
Right.
in their life. And everybody has made a lot of mistakes and looked foolish in that game. And one of the things that we really work on with the students is that mistakes have to happen for learning to happen.
Right.
But you'll notice that typically, especially us as adults, when we make mistakes, we get embarrassed about it. We often don't even want to admit that it happened, and we kind of shy away from taking responsibility for it. And we want to shift that habit, because if mistakes are a good thing, then it's very easy to learn from them and change and adapt and improve quickly. So we'll play the game Simon Says, for example, with the students and give them an opportunity to make a lot of mistakes. And they play it in silence, so they get very tuned into that voice that we all have in our head that comes up when we make a mistake. And, you know, the minute you make a mistake, everybody knows you say something to yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to know what it is, but a lot of people
We'll
say
keep that
something.
to ourselves for now.
So then after the game, we talk about what is it that you said to yourself in that moment. And quite often, most of the students will blame Simon for the
Greg
mistakes
is
that they made.
tricky,
Yeah,
you know.
and the
Greg is
evil
too
side.
fast, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. So then we talk about, okay, how can you take responsibility for it instead? And then we play the game again. And what happens is they see very quickly that if they go into an activity like that with a responsible mindset, they actually perform better. And they can actually learn from a game as silly as Simon Says. I mean, that's one example. We have a whole bunch of other games that you'd actually have to see to really kind of understand, but that's an easy one to kind of put out there.
Okay,
Wow, it does
so
sound like
if
fun, doesn't it?
parents do want to send their kids to this, you know, really interesting camp, when does it happen? And you said in Gopeng?
Yes.
Yeah.
It happens on December 16th to the 20th December this year. Yep. And
It's still there's still a lot of places. How many are we expecting?
we're looking at about 100. That's
Oh,
like
okay.
the maximum capacity.
And how many facilitators is it?
There'll be like 3 lead facilitators at
Yeah.
least, and supported by about 10 staff.
I can just almost hear parents asking, how much? How much?
It's very, very affordable. It's 2,980, which is about 3,000. Yeah.
Food, meals, accommodation, everything is
everything
okay.
is covered. Yeah.
That's, you know, a holiday abroad, so why not send your kids to Gopeng to Camp Yuba? And for more information, you can go to www.yuba.net.
Great.
Thank you so much for that, gentlemen, and good luck, and we hope to see a lot of kids
You
at
guys
your
should
event.
come down to the camp.
What are you saying about us?
That we're young.
Yeah, we go. Good one there.
I'm going to look at the positive trade, not because we really need it, but yes. But you know, it's never too late to learn. All right, well, thank you so much once again,
Thank
Patrick,
you.
Mr.
Thank you
Cowboy,
very much.
and Greg. Thank you so much.
We shall forever remember you as the man.
The man with the hat.